Hello guys, welcome back. In the past video, you have understood what are the different types of operators we have. So in this video, let's try to understand what are arithmetic operators and what are the different types of arithmetic operators we have. So basically, arithmetic operators are basically used to perform mathematical calculations. So we have multiple arithmetic operators like addition, subtraction, multiplication. Then we have division followed by modulus division. So division basically gives quotient, modulus basically gives remainder. So apart from these five standard operators, we also have two unary operators called plus plus, minus minus. Plus plus is used for increment, minus minus is used for decrement. In this video, we'll quickly observe what are addition, subtraction, multiplication, followed by increment and decrement operators in detail. In the next video, we'll try to see completely what is division and modular division about. All right. So now if I just go over here, let's see plus. So very standard operator, I'll just take a variable called sum equals to 2 plus 3. So now 2 plus 3 is the addition that would take place. The result would be 5, and that respective value 5 will be stored in the variable sum. Similarly, let's see subtraction. So int subtraction equals to 20 minus 5. So 20 minus 5, the value is 15. 15 is the value which is stored. Done. So next multiplication standard. So you go for 5 times 6, which gives the value 30. So these are the standard three things: addition, subtraction, followed by multiplication. Now let's see what is plus plus and minus minus. So plus plus, minus minus, basically these are said to be increment and decrement operators. So what is increment? What is decrement? See, simply if you say increment, the value would be increased. When you say decrement, the value would be decreased. Okay, so again in increment and decrement, we have multiple different types. So one is post increment, the other one is pre-increment. Again, similarly, you also have post, then followed by pre. So let's try to see quickly what is that about. I'll just take one variable called int number equals to 5. So let's see the example of post increment. I'll just take int value 1 equals to number plus plus. So this post and pre-increments, these are said to be unary operators. So why unary operators? We'll just once again see. So these are said to be unary operators because unary operators works only on single operand. If you observe here, num plus plus means only one respective operand is used, means only one variable is used. So now you say here post incrementation. So means I can say this respective example is for post increment. So when you say post increment, first what comes into picture, you use the value, then followed by you update the value. So if I say now using the value first, so what is the value of the number? Number value is 5. Okay, now what exactly happens? So this respective value 5 is stored in the variable value 1, then followed by num plus plus operation would take place. So when you say num plus plus, the existing value of number is 5. So now once you increase the value of number by 1, the updated value of number is 6 and the value 1. So let's say number value is now 6 and value 1 will be 5 only. So this is post incrementation. Now let's try to see the example of pre-decrementation. Same similarly, post decrementation also works. Now let's try to understand with the example of pre-decrementation. So what is pre-decrementation about? So let's take int number equals to 5. I'll just take int value 1 equals to minus minus number. So if you observe here, decrementing then followed by you are using. So this is said to be pre-decrementation. So when you say pre-decrementation, first you are supposed to update the value, then use the value. So when you say updating the value, now if you see here, minus minus number came in. So when you say minus minus number, what is the value of the number in the memory? The value of number in the memory is 5. So now if I update that, so the value is decreased. Now once you decrease the value, what is the value you get? 4. So now whatever you see, the value 4 is present in your respective number. This value 4 is now assigned to your variable value 1. So now if you just print, so let's say number is the value 4 and value 1 will also be having the value 4. So we have understood one example of post incrementation. In the same similar fashion, post decrementation also works. We have seen one example for pre-decrementation. In the same similar fashion, pre-incrementation also works. So this pre-incrementation and post-incrementation concept behaves differently on different compilers. So if I take multiple compilers like Turbo C, so Turbo C, you have the operation of pre and post incrementation decrementations in a different way. Maybe if you go for online compilers, you take Programmers or you take GDB online. So whatever you take, it has different things. So here there is a conflict. So we cannot understand basically how it works. So that works basically based on what the compiler you pick. If you work on Turbo C, that behaves differently. If you work on some online C compiler, that behaves differently. So that's the reason mostly pre-post incrementation decrementations might not be used. So at this point, you can just assume what is post and what is pre. So that is all. So apart from this, maybe if you try to use, maybe you can just go for in a single cases, but there might be a conflict where you go for this respect to scenarios. Let's say int value 2 equals to plus plus number followed by one more plus, and we'll just go for one more plus plus number. Here you see there is two pre-incrementations. Means what you need to do first, you need to complete this. Okay, after completing this, then you need to go for this, or after these two are done, then you need to update the value of value 2. So there is a confusion, right? So this confusion will be clarified based on the compiler what you pick. So we don't want to spend much enough time in understanding plus plus minus minus, because these are not used in every language. So these are used only in C, C++, Java, but it is not used in Python. So if you are not using that in multiple languages, so then there is no specific purpose to understand what and why we exactly use. So that's the reason. So we can just simply stop pre and post incrementation decrementations, understanding with these two basic examples only. Now let's see those 5 operators plus minus multiplication plus plus minus minus with some quick example. So int sum equals to num1 plus num2. So this num1 and num2, let's try to assign some values. So num1 will be the value 5, num2 will be the value 6. So now I'll just go take printf %id comma sum. Then let's go for int subtraction equals to 20 minus 10. So printf %id comma subtraction. Similarly, let's go for standard printf %id num1 multiplied by num2. Then let's take the example of that incrementations and decrementation. So number equals to 5, int value 1 equals plus plus number. So this is one example. Once again, after this, let's try to print the values of printf %id space %id comma number followed by value 1. So let's see this first. So far until this, then followed by we can go for the next. So here there are multiple prints. You are trying to print in multiple lines. But if you want to print that in multiple lines, you need to give /n, which is the escape sequence. /n, then followed by one more /n. So let's go run this. So we got the value 5 plus 6 to 11, that is sum. So 20 minus 10, you got the value to 10. So multiplication, basically you got 5 times 6, which is 30. So number is 5. We are doing incrementation. So number is 6. So when you do plus plus number, this is pre-incrementation. So means first you increase, then you use. So that's the reason the value 6 is stored over here. So now if I just do the example same for number plus plus, let's try to see this. Running it. So if you see number is increased anyhow, the value is 6, but the value 1 remains the same. First 5 is assigned to value 1, then you increase. So that's the reason value 1 is 5 and number is the value 6. So this is the example for standard plus minus multiplication plus plus and minus minus, incrementations and decrementations. So in the next video, let's try to understand what is division and modular division about completely in detail. So that is all for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.